Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just see that stuff, and then Sophie's like, "Don't flash people. You know, you never know what they can do." It's probably true. I should probably just leave these
Yeah.
fools alone. The problem is, though. The problem is, though, man. Like, there's the people who are here are such bad drivers
Mm.
that you know, and like I've told you before, like I saw so many accidents, and I'm like, man, these people just gonna cause extra accidents, you know. And I hate that. I hate the fact that that is a thing. Oh dang! I didn't know I had one more of you, mad cow, sitting over there. Huh, look at that. Wow.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to they used to have these like messages they'd send around like, "Oh, don't flash your lights because it's
Gang
like
stuff.
gang initiation." I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
stupid. You know, that's what I used to hear too, man.
Oh
And
man,
then I don't
I'm
know.
gonna I'm gonna tell you what was funny. Like long ago, I think we were probably 11th grade, 12th grade, maybe, and I'd ride with. I don't know why my friend did this, but he used to ride with the lights off just for a
Mm-hmm.
minute, just to scare people,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be connected to whatever my mom was trying to send. But he was riding with his no, he was riding with his brights off. So this was before there was like uh HID lighting, which is high intensity, those
Mm-hmm.
lighting. So he had some like that, and they'd be so bright that people thought he had his brights on. So when people would
Mm-hmm.
flash him, he'd completely turn his lights off, and it would freak people out because they pull over to the
Wow.
side of the road, like,
Yeah,
"Oh my God, he's about to come murder us." Oops, I didn't want to
man.
say the M word on live, but
Yeah,
you know, that's it was
he's
funny,
lucky
man.
that he's lucky that he
Funny,
didn't get like somebody didn't, wasn't about that life. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Very true, very true.
That's
But
wild.
all I could do was laugh.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. I don't even know. Um, I don't know. I don't play with that stuff, man. I don't be playing with that stuff because like they got too many crazy people in this world, for real, for
Lot,
real.
lots of crazy folks.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
lots of quasies. Oh no. To pet a tiger with your whole life flashing in front of your eye. This lady is over here petting a tiger, and the tiger's like, you know what? Now let me grab your arm. Now let me try to grab your leg. Like,
Yeah, a tiger
see
just being a
these.
tiger.
This is the thing. Some people like to go to these, what do you call them, like these zoo interactions, these live petting situations where you can pet
Right.
a tiger or hold a python or, you know, go in there and throw some food to the alligator. Why? Like they literally, there's all these National Geographic TV
Mm-hmm.
shows and documentaries that show you why this is not a great idea. Now this
Yeah.
tiger is holding on to this lady leg with his hands,
Mm-hmm.
with his paws, like I got your knee, and then he is gripping around her thigh and also her forearm and wrist. Come on, man. Come on. Why? Why are we doing this stuff? Like you just put yourself right in the mouth of the beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Better ask Joe Exotic,
Yep,
Carol Baskin.
exactly. Exactly. Yep. Speaking of Carol Baskin, I swear, man. I don't even know. I don't know, man. Carol Baskin's scary. But we went to dinner with Sophie's what do you call it? Sophie's sister and her husband,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess sister and brother-in-law the other day. Um, and I guess we were talking about all this random crap that we all did in 2020 while we were all stuck at home in COVID. She's like, "Yeah, you remember that TV show Tiger King?" And then we're talking about that. She's like, "Oh yeah, we dressed up. We dressed up as the Tiger King and one of the tigers." And I was like, "What the heck?" And yeah, we look back. It was funny, man. It was funny, like thinking about that, because you remember, like Tiger King was like the thing back then.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Give me a
I
second. Let me go
wonder.
change these glasses right
Yeah,
out
you
right quick.
good. You good. Take that.
boy. Right.
Oh man. What the heck? There's people stupid in these streets. Hold on, what the heck?
I'm calling the police, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Can you call the police?
Why this lady
Can you
throwing
call
all
the
this?
police?
Man, you got some stupid people in this world, man. I swear.
Lots.
What? No. What even? I don't even understand how some parts of this world work. This is definitely in like Indonesia or something like that. I just sent you a video. It says rear facing third row seats making a comeback. Wow. That's crazy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, it's just wild, man. Wow. 69. 69 fails to dive bomb in Romania.
That's a lot of tax, man.
What? Did this fool just jump on, you know?
That's a lot of tax, man.
It's stupid. You know, I don't even know why I look at Reddit. I'm not sure why, but I love to.
Yeah,
Because
I
you always see
had
the
to, I had
silliest.
to I had to delete Reddit because I was like on there,
Yeah,
and I just go down a rabbit hole of silly information.
yeah, yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's good and bad, but mostly bad.
All right.
Yeah, let me see here. Let's see here. All right. I know we have one voicemail. Christmas cracker. Let's see here. What is this? Did I send that to you? Let me see if I sent that to you. I'm pretty sure I did. It only have made sense if I did. Yeah. Yeah, that unrecord video game, that game terrified me actually. That one that looks realistic.
Yeah, the cop game. Yeah,
Yeah. It sort of looks scary.
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's sort of terrifying. Just because it looked too real. You know? Looked too real.
That's funny. That third row seat. That's a cage.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that?
Wow. Where was this at?
I don't know. That's got to be Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, India, probably something like that.
I don't know, man. This
Sri Jawardapura. I don't know.
that's wild.
Yeah. Okay, here's a Reddit question. How can I make money fast as a female? I am a female, 18 years old, and trying to make some money online. Is it worth it
OnlyFans.
making a YouTube? I'm really into editing and filming, or do you have any other recommendations? First person says, try making edits for movies or something with music. Next one says, pretty face with a nice body. You can easily get sponsorships if people will watch you, I think. Come on, man. You know what you want to say. Those are the only two answers, though, so far.
Yeah, I forgot who it was. I might have been listening to a podcast or maybe just listening to some kind of show, but they were talking about some girl made millions of dollars just by selling pictures of her feet. I was like, damn.
Yeah, man.
Wish my feet
man.
looked
Foot
pretty.
pics, man. I don't even think your feet need to look pretty. I think it's just pictures of feet because they got weird people like that. People with like a foot fetish, and they're just like, oh yeah,
right.
Some stinky looking toes, and it's like that's sort of nasty. Oh man. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know. Tell that you have never eaten it. You are surprised because of it. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Switch does not turn on. Let's see. What? Nope. Not for me, bruh.
Wow, that's crazy. So there's a YouTuber. Yes, he was down in Mexico. He had trying to work on his rap career, blah blah blah. He would dissolve bodies for the cartel for $160 a pop.
Yeah, I saw that. And he was he was like a rapper trying to like make it or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy when you get stuck in that life and it's like they do like a quid pro quo type of thing, like they help you to whatever extent and you got to do some wild stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think he just needed the money because I guess wow. Over 300 something bodies.
That's freaking crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't. That's wild.
So yeah, the wife and kids. And
the rapper, this rapper guy did.
Yeah, he had a wife and kids, but I guess he was only making maybe $300 up to $300 a month on his YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I guess they, cartels like, hey, you take care of these bodies, I'll give you some money.
That's crazy. Like, how do you even like call them? Like they have like a Fiverr account. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it don't make no sense, man. That's wild. I don't know, man. It's some stuff I just don't want any part of. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Wow. That's a long story. I ain't about to sit through all that. Oh, we already on YouTube.
Yeah,
baby.
we've been live. Yeah.
Huh.
About 15 minutes. Let's see here.
Ugh.
What is the relation between hairstyle and discipline and culture of the students? That's a racist question. You already know what they talking about. Regardless of the culture, kids with mullets, kids with braids or dreads. You know, like every culture has a crazy different weird hairstyle.
Yeah. Now it's the Edgar at my kid's school.
Edgar? What is
That's
that?
what it's called. You got to look it up, bro. It's called the Edgar.
That is weird. What is? Okay. I gotta look it up now. You told me about this Edgar
haircut.
Edgar haircut. All right, what this look like? I'm gonna go to the. This can't be real. Is this for real?
Very real. Very real.
That's not the real haircut, bro. That's not a real.
It's very much so a real haircut.
Wow, this is wild. Is it for a certain culture or race?
See, mostly Hispanic kids at my son's school rock this haircut. I have seen, I'd say probably 6 out of 10 Hispanic kids at my son's school have this haircut.
Okay. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. The first image that I saw was a wild looking haircut. And now I'm seeing more and more, I think, images maybe from like a more reputable source than Google Images. And this makes sense. Okay, I get it. But maybe it's just some of these pictures, the people's expressions in the pictures just wild looking. Okay, I see it. All right. Dang. Some of these pictures are wild. These people looking crazy. Okay, I get it. Well, I mean, I would pick the Edgar. I picked the Edgar over the mullet situation that we got going on here any day. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, the kids Edgars at school are growing into mullet like situation. So it's like a yeah, it's kind of like the same, you know. But you know, it's whatever. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't know. I keep trying to get my oldest one to not cut his hair, but you know, he wants to keep his hair length because it's super long. Like, why don't you just braid it back? Because it's just all he gets up in the morning, shakes it out, and then he thinks that's good enough to go to school. I'm like, bro, this thing looks a mess. Like you got a bunch of rats just sleeping on your head.
Man, that's funny, man. You know what? I have a former classmate back in high school. He would get his hair. I don't know. He was trying to make dreadlocks, right? He was trying to do dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And so I guess he'd been reading like some wild, you know, I don't know, information in books back then talking about how to do dreads. And so he would only wash it. He had like this little jar with like honey and a honeycomb in it. And he was like, I only wash my hair with honeycomb. It made me think of Coming to America when he said, I only wash my hair with juices and berries. But anyway, he would wash his hair with like, and scrub it with like honeycomb and stuff. And it would have like all kinds of dandruff up in there. And like his dreads just looked funky all the time.
Busted, right?
I was like, what are you doing? You know, like what what are we doing? You know, and eventually, I think eventually he just cut it, cut him out. But it just looked super nasty and ratty, and people would always bag on him all the time. And I was like, my friend, let's not do the dreads anymore. Let's please step away from the dreads forever.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. So I don't know. Wild though. People, some of these hairstyles is wild. Man, when I saw a photo of the Edgar, whenever you was telling me about the haircut, one of them pictures actually looked like a mullet. It looked like
that's what the kids at school, their hair is growing into a mullet style Edgar haircut.
So I'm gonna tell you what, because some of those Edgar haircuts look like a chili bowl on the front and a mullet in the back, and some of them looked like more of a style on the front and the top, and a mullet on the back. The ones that are more of a stylish look on the front and a mullet on the back, that's the kind of mullets that we have here. So maybe that's what it's called. I just didn't know that.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Just hopefully your son doesn't do it.
Yeah. I don't think he will, because he will talk trash about those people all the time. So yeah. Let's see here. Hold on a second. What the heck? This is where I need to be right here. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we can just get this started.
Yeah, let's just get started.
And we could talk through it. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me look. Thought I saw something recently that I wanted to talk about, and I just can't remember it. Okay. All right.
Boy.
I have a quick question of the day I'm gonna throw in there.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and edit this to make sure that I edit the title part. Yeah. Your profession. Okay, got that one. Okay, I got that. I got the Mario movie in there. We can quickly touch on that. And then the other thing, I'll try to find it.
Okay.
So let me save the changes there. Ah, crap, I forgot. Shoot.
Did you see Rick Ross offered Don Lemon a job?
I didn't.
Since he got fired.
I hope he take it, though.
Yeah, for working for Wingstop.
Oh, no, Rick Ross.
He'll get his own, like, Don Lemon pepper wings.
Honestly, though, that would be pretty dope. Like that would be pretty dope because he had like his own flavor named down.
Mm-hmm.
But if at first I thought you were just working like as a teammate at a Wingstop location.
Oh man,
that would be wild. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna take that job, Rick Renzel. That's wild. All right, I'm sorry. I need to update some stuff on this episode, and then we'll be good.
All right.
All right. Let me see. Come on, computer, catch up to me. Grab this. Nope, that's not what I want. Come on. 3, 2, There we go. My computer is literally like it's behind. It's behind me doing whatever it wants to do back there. I'm up here in 2023 and my computer's still back in 1987. Come on. Let's pick it up here, computer. So, oh dang, there's no tags. That is weird. So apparently YouTube and Google are the two, like, we call it like top search engines in the world right now. And apparently with the issues happening, maybe not issues per se, but sort of with like the distrust happening with Instagram, with them doing this whole, like, what you call it, doing this whole like blue check situation. People are, new podcast. That's what I want to do. Okay. People are like, trying to find other avenues to, sort of like express their creativity. And apparently, YouTube is like one of those things, and they're saying that podcasts are, like basically the big thing that are going to be, I guess they're getting more and more run on Instagram because, oh wait, I have a square hashtag blackout image. Let me see here. Hashtag, come on. But apparently, since it's becoming more and more of a sought after medium for people to consume, because I don't know, people are just trying to get away from it, and so apparently that's where finding a lot in like long form podcasts, not just like shorter content. Apparently, like long form content is making a comeback. It's
You
sort
say
of
long form content is making a comeback?
like, nah. Yeah, long form content. Yeah,
because I'm coming across
you would
more
think
and
a
more.
lot of people is just like,
Yeah, I'm coming across a lot more new podcasts recently. Yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I mean, of course, you got a lot of same old, a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I was like the other day, I was like, what if we could like do it from the phone, do it on YouTube? That way it could be like streaming in multiple places. I don't know if StreamYard can do that, like if it could tap into like Instagram and YouTube at the same time, or another platform.
I don't know if it can. I know what we could do is, if we didn't have to use our phones to do like voicemail or whatever, we could go live simultaneously on, either Instagram, YouTube, Instagram or TikTok, while also live on YouTube, or we could do it on Twitch or that OBS studio, because I'll see people who are streamers and stuff like that, and they'll be doing it live. They'll be like live on TikTok, even with multiple people. They'll be live on TikTok, but they'll also be live on Twitch, streaming through their computer, and they'll be doing live on the YouTube. So they're like, oh, somebody from YouTube commented this, excuse me, or somebody from TikTok commented that, or whatever. Or go watch the YouTube, because then you could see the full what do you call it, like the full image. All right,
So
what's
it says
happening here?
StreamYard can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is this?
Oh, never mind. Got to pay $20 a month though.
Bruh. Not trying to pay that much. But try to go live simultaneously. I think that Twitch and OBS Studio come into play, and those are free.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's what you could do with those two applications. Let me see here. All right, I'm trying to add this as this show, or classify this show on YouTube as a podcast, just to see how that goes, because apparently there's a new sort of like classification you could set up, and it allows you to put all the information about your show on it. So let me see here. Go back to desktop, and I'm trying to grab this image to see if I can make it a square, because apparently it will only take square images. Okay, let's see here. Let's not rectangle. Why is a rectangle the only option? Who are these people who create these applications on my computer? Apparently they're not me. All right, I need this to, can I just edit the size like myself? Dang. Okay, this is close. All right, let's see if this is gonna work. Why is it just one side? I'm completely disappointed in this. That's too wide. Okay, here we go, 242. Let's go to 242. How quick? It's just gonna cut me off. Why is the edge on it? What is happening? You know, y'all know what this is. So deaf. All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. This is more like it. Let's try this again. Okay, I think I got it now. Maybe. 250. Okay, wait. That's not gonna work. Oh, but what will work is if I cut it out like that. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now what do I do? Can I remove background? What? Wait, what just happened? Oh, come on, man. All right. See, this is when you have somebody who is not as gifted and talented at cutting and pasting like you are. Cutting out squares. Okay, here we go. Here we go, Jared. Let's get this right on 241. 241 by 241. Okay. Cut. Now what? Open new. Don't save. Please stay. Please stay. Please stay. Paste. Oh yeah, I think. Let's see here. Resize. Well, what the heck? Okay, perfect. All right, let me see if this will save the way that I believe it should be saving. On the desktop as this, it's probably not going to work. Exists. Okay, now let me see if this will open, and that little strip is not going to be there. The white strip's there, but does it open? Bruh, I just made it a square. I really hate this sometimes. And it won't let you save it with, it won't let you save this setup without creating a perfect square. But why is this even here? Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. I think I might have just did it. Give me one pixel back. I just literally need one single pixel. Okay. This is me. Like, this is what I look like on Photoshop. Me trying, and this ain't Photoshop. This is just like Microsoft Paint. There we go. Okay, this finally worked. All right. I created a horrible image, which you'll go back at one, later and look and say, like, what were you doing when you made that? Okay. Nice. Done. Okay. All right. Now I can go ahead and finish all the rest. Don't restrict my viewers. I'll copy all these tags that probably don't have anything to do with anything, but okay. Let's see here. All right. So we'll see if this works.
All right.
Or not. Or it might be a horrible fail. So I'm going to just finish putting in like language information here. Come on. Title and destination. I mean, if the language is in English, like, why don't you just assume that the rest is also in English? Recording date. Yeah. Entertainment. Does one of these say podcast now? No. Not people and blogs. Entertainment, comedy. They have opened up the categories. I really wish they would have a food category on YouTube for videos, because that makes me aggravated, because when I do videos, it like I have to find out if I'm doing like how to or comedy or education. Yeah, it makes me sort of aggravated to do that. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait. Okay, go ahead and do the countdown.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Click it. Check.
Check.
Cool.
Got a check. Blue check. I might have to do that freaking Instagram blue check. It makes me so mad. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. What's up, everybody? 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the #Blackout podcast, we get to episode 250. Yes, indeed. 250. 250 episodes of Blacking Out. And you know what? We don't have an amazingly creative show for you today. It's just a bunch of foolishness. As always, we don't have any guests. Maybe we should have planned this out, but you know what? Sometimes it just be like this. We just both sort of realized it. But today, we'll have a question of the day. We'll have a voicemail. We'll talk about the Mario movie, which we've both seen at this point. That and more shenanigans on today's 250th episode of the #Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew. Skeet, 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 skeet.
Ding dong ditch.
Oh. Dang, just checked up. The Edgar haircut. All right, what's up, everybody? Wow. What's up? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 250 of the #Blackout podcast. I am your friendly neighborhood Jalapeno J.
What up, people? I'm your friendly neighborhood B. Back at it again.
Yes, indeed. And we're back at it again. Jay, man. Okay, I have the question of the day for you right off the jump.
Go.
So think of your online user profiles, maybe even like your YouTube handle for your YouTube channel that you have, whatever it is. But this is the question of the day, and you got to answer it to your best you can. So if your online username was your actual profession, what would you do for work? Related to that online username.
Oh, let's see. Related to my online, what would I do for work? Probably be a telemarketer.
And what's your online username?
Hey, it's Jay. It'll either be that or customer service. Hey, it's Jay. Yeah. You know.
You ever thought about changing your car insurance?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
one. Just checking to see if you wanted to sell your house at blah 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 address. Do you guys get that text message? Because I get it so many times, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I start playing with people, and I start playing with people because it's funny. You know, I'll send
Yeah.
them random things like out $500,000 and it's yours, or I'll send them like meme of like Dr. What was his name from Austin Powers?
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. Duh. That's
Yeah.
so simple. Yeah, it's like he's holding his pinky up to his mouth and it's like $1 million. So funny,
Yeah.
man. Even
That's
recently,
funny.
just a sidebar. I don't know if I mentioned in previous shows, like somebody was, and I think I may have sent you like the text message exchange.
Mhm.
So somebody said they had the wrong number, wrong phone number or something, or I called them by accident. It's like, hey, who's this? And I'm like, who's this? And and then they was like, well, somebody called me from this number, and then they took a screenshot and sent it to me. Like, no, nobody called
Mhm.
this number. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, and who did? And I'm like, hell, I don't know. And we're just having this
Like, you
random
tell me.
conversation. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm like, you
Yeah.
tell me. Shit, what's happened after? Like, are you cute? And I'm like, here's my LinkedIn profile. So I sent him a picture
Mhm.
of Gollum in a suit.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was just such a silly exchange that I had to share it with you.
Yeah,
I had to
that's
share it
so
with quite a
funny.
few
I
people
remember that.
because these people just keep calling and texting. It's like, where do you
Yeah.
get my number from? And it's probably because my number, I'm not
It's
going
a
to give out my
database
number.
they find it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, how? And my number is so similar to like, these 1-800 numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just gave people the first three digits, but yeah, it's that type of thing. I just love playing
No,
with people online.
you didn't give it. You just said it's similar to the 1-800 number.
It's
So
similar to
it's
1-800. It's
you
976.
know it's 844 866 855. I remember the first time I saw them change up from like 1-800. It was like 1-888, and then it was like
Oh yeah,
1-877. I was like, dang. It
yeah.
was like, did the 1-800s go out of business? I didn't know it. I didn't know that there was like a limitation on how many combinations you can do, and they had to
Yeah.
move on to something else.
Do people actually have 555 numbers? Like in the movie, it's always
I think
555.
so.
Blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah, I
I
think
wonder.
so. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
Let's see. We'll say 5 area code. Let me see if that's a real thing. Area code is used for directory assistance, meaning it's used as leading
Well,
part of a group of thousands of
it's
telephone
usually
numbers
the
for each
555
numbering plan.
numbers, the one after the area code. Because I remember seeing this in the Last Action
Oh.
Hero with Schwarzenegger, and the kid was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, we know we're in a movie because every number begins with 555. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, that's wrong.
That's funny.
Because we had area codes. It's like
That's
code,
funny.
whatever, 555.
I think what I was just reading, actually, it sort of explained it and says it refers to using directory assistance in your specific area code. But the weird thing is, like, you'd put your area code 555, then what? Like, I don't know what the next part is. But anyway, yeah, that's weird, man. I don't know. That's wild. But yeah, it would be funny if you were a telemarketer and that's how you basically started the call. Hey, it's Jay.
Yeah.
You ever thought about saving $500 by switching your car insurance to Geico?
Yeah. True.
Wow. What about me? So the two online handles that I am looking at, the one that you can see here, Jalapeno J. That would mean that I am either some kind of salsa dancer or somebody that sells spicy food. Yeah, gigolo, somebody spicy food, or somebody who's a jalapeno. I'm slinging jalapenos and look at my what do you call it? Like my Twitch and my Twitch username, and sometimes my gamer tag, I think is close to this, Soul Glow 23. I believe it is. So in that case, I would definitely be a hairstylist with Soul Glow. I'd be a hairstylist. Elbow macaroni. I like it. That goes so many different ways.
Yeah,
Just make me want
Pasta
mac and
King,
cheese.
Pasta King of Texas.
The Pasta King of Texas. I love it. Well, people out there, if you have an interesting nickname that can pop up from your username, call us and let us know. We have a friend of ours, actually a cousin of ours,
Mhm.
a cousin of the show,
She's
who
a
has a
diva.
great nickname. Yep. She is a diva from Memphis. So she'd be the
Mhm.
only one, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to find, it looks like she left us a quick voicemail. So if you can, tell the people how to find us and leave us a voicemail, and then I'll play that voicemail.
All right, people. 3853 BLAKPC
Oh no.
or 385-325-2572. This way you could call us. Check in the description if you didn't hear that.
It's my bad.
You'll find where to leave us a little ringing ling voicemail.
Yes. Wait, hold on a second. Wait. One. Call us. It was it 385
3 BLAKPC.
And then what is it? 385
325-2572.
All right, cool. Got it. All right, great. I'm gonna save that. Okay. For some reason, I haven't put that. I've never actually put that in the description of the YouTube. So sorry about that. All right, here we go. Voicemail in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, this is Memphis Diva 99 coming straight out of Memphis, Tennessee. And guess what? The barbecue store now has hooks, rubs, and spices.
As it should.
Nice.
Yo, look, whoa, major. Wait. Now you can go to the barbecue store and get your hook. Spices. Yes. They're one, two, in order. Yeah.
In order. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call y'all back.
That's funny. Thank you for that, Kayla. And she didn't call us back after that day, but it's okay.
So,
but yeah, man. Yeah, the barbecue store in Hempstead, Texas. So BARBQUE, barbecue store in Hempstead, Texas. You can go on to their website, which is thebarbecuestore.com, spelled the same way, BARBQUE.store.com, excuse me, barbecuestore.com. Or if you live in the Houston area, because this is just northwest of Houston a little bit, you could head up there and grab some stuff in this store. The guy was like, the owner, really nice guy, told me, they have like over 30,000 products or something, or 3,000 products.
That's a lot.
3,000 products in the store, seasoning, sauces, marinades, injections, hot sauces, and then grills of all kinds, tools of all kinds, wood. So it's really dope. And I have a couple of friends who compete down in Texas who've been using some of my products and doing very, very well in those competitions, like top calls or winning. So they introduced me to him because that's the place where they always get their product from. Before they go into a competition or something like that. So, I definitely, appreciate those, people, my friends down there with linking me up with them. And yeah, hopefully it really works out. He basically said, hey, I'm going to try all of your flavors to start. We'll see what sells the best of all of, out of all of them, and whichever flavors sell the best, I'll just keep ordering cases. So I'm like,
nice.
I need all 9 to sell good. Let's get all 9 off the floor. So
yes.
Yep. So good stuff. Thank you, Kayla, for that. I definitely appreciate that little shout out. And ooh boy, just can't. I cannot wait until I'm able to get some of these shelf stability approvals from the state of Utah, because I have 3 new things and now maybe even a 4th thing that I have in mind, but I'm not going to bring it out quite yet.
Cool.
To release. But there's a 4th thing. I have a name for it. I have a easy recipe set up for it. It's sort of similar to one of the things I have right now, but it has different proportions of different flavors, and it also has a different use case. So I'm going to test it a few times, and maybe I'll bring it out like later on. You know, I'll just stagger it because I'm not quite 100% ready, but it's good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of barbecue, I actually judged a barbecue contest yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Here locally. So the contest my son and I did a few weeks ago. This was another version of that. So sort of like an amateur competition, but if you win 2 of them in the same 2-year time frame, then they basically force you out of the amateur ranks and make you go pro, right? And so there were a handful of the people that I competed against last time were in this, and then there were a few new people as well. And shout out to my friends Chris and Chris. They're a couple married. Christina and Christopher. They won their 2nd championship. And so now they're forced to go pro and, do like the big competitions.
Forced to go pro. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, I want to stay at the bottom level.
Right. You don't have to go, you don't have to compete, but the only way to continue to compete in the lower ranks is you have to wait 2 years to compete in the lower ranks. If you don't compete in the pros for 2 years, then they allow you to come back in, or you can compete in the lower rank and just not win anything. Like you'll automatically, be out of the running to win. But you can just be there, just to test your wares. So hey, congratulations to them. They put in some good work on the food that they do. I've competed against them before several times. I've only beaten them in the hamburger category. Outside of that, I might have beat him in one other thing. I might have beaten one other thing one time.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I might do some hamburgers.
Yeah. You could do the burgers that I did to win, boy. It'd be so good, boy. Y'all would never eat a different burger after that again. I got people still telling me about that burger. They're like, man, that was the best burger I had in my life. So I'll tell you the recipe off air so people don't be stealing stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man. So, this week you know what? We had it's like some fun stuff that happened this week. So one thing, was the NFL draft, which Jay has on his Saints t-shirt. I had my Giants cup. We also saw the, we've also both seen the Mario movie at this point. So yeah, first let's talk about the Mario movie, because I know you just said you saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was cool. I mean, like I was telling you off air, started out real good because it was like a throwback to the Super Mario Brothers Super Show back when we were kids. So I thought that was dope. I think I was concerned, and I think a lot, like I mentioned in the last show, a lot of people were concerned because of the trailer. The initial trailer had Chris Pratt just being Chris Pratt. It wasn't like the Mario that we're familiar with, his voice in games and stuff like that. But it was a cool twist within the movie. I thought it was real good. The animation was super solid. It was somewhat, it was similar. They had a very smooth, similar feeling. It's a technical kind of aspect nobody probably really cares about, but it reminded me of Luigi's Mansion. Just the whole feel.
Oh
of
yeah.
it.
That part when Luigi got lost.
Yeah, just the whole thing, all the cutscenes and stuff. I'm wondering if it's the same kind of. They base whatever studio, Illumination studio. Well, yeah, they did do it. So Illumination, whatever they did, they based it off of the modeling and animation techniques from that game, from what I could remember. So yeah, so everything was good. The story was cool. I loved Bowser, Jack Black as Bowser. Let's see what else. Donkey Kong. Spoiler. Seth. His name was spoiler. Seth
I mean,
Rogen
we
as
should have
Donkey
said spoiler a
Kong.
long time ago.
Yeah, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was great. My kids were like confused because they were like, "Why is Donkey Kong laughing that way?"
Yeah.
You know, so it was pretty funny. You know, I enjoyed it a lot. And what was really funny, when I got home, I looked on Twitter and somebody's like, "Screw it, I'm showing the whole movie," and they posted the whole movie of Mario on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
it's still
Is
up
it
there.
still up? Do you know?
Yeah, it's still up there.
Wow.
People are sharing it and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, overall, pretty great movie.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It definitely brought back my, childhood self, like my 1986, 1987. I just got this new Nintendo for Christmas self. Or, like I just went to visit you because you had, more fun games than I did self. It definitely brought back a lot. It was interesting. Yeah, I know, right? Back in the day. And it's funny because back in the day, remember, you could only rent it for like a day or two. But I remember seeing in the game, I think in Mario and Luigi's apartment, there were like pictures on the wall of the Duck Hunt dog and the duck. And you could sort of see them in the background. They were sort of hazy.
Right.
There were a lot of images from a lot of their video games, their classic video games from back then. They were up on the wall. I thought that was super dope to put those little,
And the one video game in the pizza parlor was called Jumpman instead of, from Donkey Kong. It was just called Jumpman. And then, of course, the pizza shop was called Punch Out Pizza. I don't know if you saw that. So
yeah, there's a picture. Did you see the picture of Glass Joe on there?
Yeah. So initially, that pizza shop reminded me, and I know this is New York pizza shop, so I'm sure a lot of them look similar. But the first thing that came to mind was the pizza shop Sal's from Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing.
Oh wow!
It was like the exact same layout and pretty much a very similar layout. But I'm sure I hadn't been to New York, so I can't tell you. It's probably multiple pizza shops that have that same layout.
Yeah, it's highly likely.
Yeah,
it's highly likely. I can't remember that pizza shop from that movie, and so
because they had all the pictures. I think there was a pic. Was there a picture of? I ain't gonna say Muhammad Ali, but it was a picture of a black box on the wall, if I'm not mistaken.
In the Mario movie?
Yeah, in the Mario movie.
I think that would have been Mike Tyson. Because since it was Punch Out, it would have been anybody from the Punch Out.
Very true.
Yeah, because I saw that, but I thought everything was. I thought the movie was very well done, especially when they went to the Mushroom Kingdom. And Toad, who I believe stole the show, Toad and Mario were going up, going up several levels, of the city to see the princess at the castle. And it was interesting because immediately they switch from, walking with them or sort of like seeing which direction they're going. And as soon as they go into the tubes or as soon as they, jump on a box, a question box or a brick thing, whatever, it turns into platforming and they switch the camera angle to side scrolling platforming and you see Mario opening doors and then both jumping on some stuff, going up and down. It was really dope because that a times and I thought that was very neat. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, man, overall, I'm a big fan of what they ended up doing with that movie. And I'm not sure though, like it didn't really allude to there being a second movie, like Mario 2 or 3, whatever.
Yeah.
but it also didn't exclude that possibility.
Yeah. The thing I'm thinking is there probably will be a sequel because now they're in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And we know just back to games, Mario has kids. Not Mario, Bowser has kids. So can Bowser's
He did talk
kids
about
make
kids,
an
didn't he?
appearance? Did he talk about the kids? I don't
Did he
know
talk?
if he did.
Oh no!
I don't think
I'm
he
thinking
did.
about another video. My bad. No. He didn't.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't. I'm thinking
So
about a video.
I'm just thinking, just based off the games, he has kids, but where's the mom? So they might bring in a baby mom, which would be kind of silly if they titled her baby's mama, his baby mama.
Baby mama.
Yeah, and the kids help the dad escape, and then it's all same thing. And they could introduce new characters from other games and stuff like that. So yeah, but overall, it was a pretty great movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And they were playing Kid Icarus. I thought that was funny. Mario playing Kid Icarus.
Yeah, Kid Icarus. That was so cool. I saw that and I was like, that is great. They brought back Kid Icarus up in these streets. It was something that you did not expect, for sure.
Yeah, but there was something you did not like.
What's
about
that?
It? How they depicted
Luigi. Okay. Yeah, so they made Luigi like look way too wimpy. You know, they made him, and you know what you said earlier, and we were talking about it earlier, was, you know, that's sort of how they depicted him in the game, was sort of like wimpy and you know,
just
always needed help and always scared. And I never pulled that from like the Super Mario Brothers games, like platforming games, but maybe that came from Luigi's Mansion or something else. I don't know what it was, but I never saw Luigi as like weak and scared.
Yeah.
He was the second character. You know, it did. They did, I think, sometimes sort of make it seem like Mario was the quote unquote strongest of the two brothers and the older brother and all that stuff. But to me, I never saw Luigi like that. But in the movie, I think they overdid it. I think it would have been fine to do that, but I think they way overdid it. And Luigi was like scared of like everything, you know, even though they did drop him in basically, you know, like level 8 of
the straight Mario to the last level.
Yeah, he just went straight there. But that was cool. You know, it's cool that they included them both. I just did not like the way that they made him look super wimpy the whole time. They even had like flashbacks of him like being a kid and getting pushed around and Mario standing up for him, which is fine. You know, big brother taking care of little brother, but it was just too much. I did, however, truly enjoy the fact that they did a Rainbow Road scene, you know, where they were driving down Rainbow Road and Mario Kart. And then one of the coolest parts of the Mario Kart scene was when they jumped from one Rainbow Road and they were jumping to another Rainbow Road while they were running away. And that just makes me think about, there's several times on the Mario Kart video game where you can sort of do that. You can jump from the track that you're on and land on another part of track to get like a shortcut or something like that. So I thought that was pretty slick. You know, how they pulled that off. And even the whole car creation, you know, when
that was cool.
The portion where they could go and sort of build their car, just like a couple of the Mario Kart games. I thought it was pretty slick too. So I'm a big fan of the movie. I thought it was great. So
that's good.
That dang Luigi did Luigi wrong. But yeah, who was your favorite character out of everybody in the movie? Who's your favorite?
I mean, I did like Toad, but on the same hand, I did like Donkey Kong.
DK, yeah, those are my two favorite. Those are my two favorite people as well. And I'm sorry I spoiled it for you that Donkey Kong was in the movie.
It's all good. I mean,
I spoke too fast.
Probably would have done anyway.
Yeah,
because
but
you know, I didn't think he was going to act like that. That was the thing.
Yeah, Donkey was wild. His little booty dance that he was doing,
peck muscles,
the peck dance. Yeah. And yeah, so him and then Toad being played by Keegan Michael Key was hilarious.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
it
know it
was
was him. They
good.
did a good job on his like editing his voice to sound that like high, a little bit high pitched.
Yeah. So could you tell that Jack Black and other guy's name who played Donkey, could you tell that from the voice of the character that that's who that was in real life, or was it not
Jack,
noticeable enough?
it wasn't noticeable until he started singing because of course I did watch like Tenacious D long time ago, so I'm used to Jack Black singing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was Seth Rogen until he started laughing. Donkey Kong started laughing, then I was like, "Oh, that's Seth Rogen."
Oh
He
yeah,
has
okay.
a very noticeable, distinguishable laugh. So
Yeah. I didn't notice. I didn't, like I told you before, I didn't notice any of them except for one time when I was like, oh yeah, that Mario is Chris Pratt, and then also Donkey, or not Donkey, but Bowser, when he started singing the song, and then I put two and two together. I was like, oh yeah, that's Jack Black, because it sounds like a song Jack Black would write.
yeah,
Yeah. He sort of typecasts himself when it comes to making quote unquote original songs for movies.
Yeah.
They're all like basically the same thing. Who was it? I talked to somebody recently, one of my friends or somebody like that, who like hated Jack Black. They're like, man, I can't stand that guy. I think it was Lionel.
Oh man,
I think it was Lionel. We used to play with Strong Feet. I think he was like, man, I hate Jack Black. I was like, dang, tell me how you really feel.
I love Jack.
I think,
man. Jack.
I think it's just because he didn't like the fact that his character's always like the same type of person.
Yeah, pretty much they are.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mario movie, really good movie. Definitely good for kids, good for nostalgia, old heads who used to play Nintendo back in the day, and even people who are newer who may have got into it in like the newer versions, Mario 3D, Paper Mario, Super Mario Maker. That's what a lot of the platforming that they did. That reminded me of Super Mario Maker. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
yeah,
good stuff. So so let's get into a little bit of football talk. You got your New Orleans Saints t-shirt on, repping your Saints. I got my New York Giants coffee mug right here. I'm trying to do the Hova symbol at the same time, but it's not working. There you go. So did you watch any or at all? Or just keep an eye on the NFL draft?
I was in and out over the past few days.
Yeah, it's like 3 days straight, I think.
Yeah, I was not glued to the TV. I catch like little glimpses here and there, like who's getting picked up. But at the same time, I was like, damn, I don't know any of these people, because I only watched maybe a total of 5 or 6 games last season because I was just so busy doing other things.
Yeah.
But we'll see where this season takes us.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
So let's see. I'm gonna go through the Saints picks. The wild thing is the first pick they got was the 29th overall pick in round 1, but they got the pick from San Francisco, who got their pick through Miami and Denver. So there was probably some kind of trade of picks over the course of time. San Francisco ended up with it and then eventually traded that to the Saints. It's sort of crazy, man. How those things happen. And apparently this NFL draft had like 43 trades, which is like the most trades in the history of the NFL draft. So here we go. So your first round pick was Brian Brees, the defensive tackle from Clemson. That dude is actually a beast, so you're going to be good off there. Let's see. Next pick, round 2, Isaiah. Oh, come on. What the heck is happening? ESPN.com. Isaiah Foskey, defensive end, Notre Dame. Also a pretty good pick right there. Round 3. This is the one that made me agitated because I truly wanted this kid on my favorite team, the Giants. Or if not the Giants, maybe the Texans. But the Texans already have a good like second-year running back. So around number 3, they picked Kendre Miller, running back from TCU, who had, I believe, the highest yard per carry average during the course of the year. And since Mark Ingram is gone from y'all, I believe, and Alvin Kamara is old and I don't know, may go to jail, who knows? This kid has a chance to play, and he is an absolute stud. The kid is fast, can find the holes, run through tackles, run over people, and he has like a nose for the end zone. So he is a very good player. Yeah, he'll be a good addition. I guess there was like a little knock on him that he didn't like catch the ball enough out of the backfield as a receiver, but he played for TCU. TCU threw most of their passes through to wide receivers down the field, so they didn't do too many like running back screens or running back swing passes, even though he did catch some. So maybe that was a little bit of a knock on him. That's why he dropped to the 3rd round, but made me so sad because that was just, that was a few picks in front of my Giants. It made me so sad because I was hoping that they would pick him up just to have like a good backup guy. So then after that, you got offensive lineman Nick Saldiveri from Old Dominion. I don't know him. You got, Fresno State quarterback Jake Hayner, which is interesting because I believe y'all signed Derek Carr, who also played at Fresno State. So that guy will be a backup to him and Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. You got so many. And Ian Book. Golly, y'all got so many random quarterbacks, but a couple of those guys probably going. I'm sure Jameis and Ian Book at least probably going to get dropped. But this guy just might be your scout team guy too. Who knows? Then you got Jordan Howden, state safety from Minnesota. Don't know him. Then round 6, you got a wide receiver named A.T. Perry from Wake Forest, which actually was a really good player in college. So people were surprised that he dropped this late. The kid was really good though, so I think he'll turn out to be a really good, really good piece for you. So yeah, so Saints. Actually, I think the Saints had a really solid draft. Then I'll go with the Houston Texans because H-Town, my hometown. I got to talk about their draft picks. Houston had the 2nd overall pick coming into the draft because they won the last game of the year against the Colts where they would have had the 1st pick. So they basically pushed themselves back to the 2nd pick by winning. And so they ended up picking up, here we go, the 2nd pick overall of the draft. They got C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, which I'm not an Ohio State fan, but the kid is a baller. So hopefully he can translate well to the NFL as a quarterback. Then they did have like the 9th pick or something like that, or 12th pick, something like that, and they traded up back to the number 3 pick. They traded with the Cardinals. So they got the best defensive player in the back, which is Will Anderson from Alabama. Then they got this center named Juice Scruggs. It's funny. He's like a big fat guy. He's not like a running back or something. Then they got this guy, a Houston wide receiver named Nathaniel Dell from Houston, University of Houston. Then they got my TCU guy, Dylan Horton, defensive end. Another guy that I wish the Giants would have gotten. That dude is going to be a good player for them. Then they got a linebacker from Alabama called Henry Tuoto. I can't. It's Polynesian.
You sound like a Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah, I mean, Jamariax. No, it's like Henry T-O''OTO''O.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know. Then you have another center named Jarrett Patterson. You have Xavier Hutchinson, wide receiver from Iowa State, and then Brandon Hill, safety from Pittsburgh. Overall, honestly, they had a pretty darn good draft. The one that made me sad was they got my boy from TCU in the 4th round, Dylan Horton. Guy's a good player and a good kid. None of the TCU players went to my favorite team, the Giants. So that made me sad because I was hoping they had a shot potentially at getting a wide receiver in the first round, and then that running back that I talked about earlier, and then that lineman that I just talked about, then another lineman. They had a chance to get all of them if they would have traded up, but all of those guys got sort of taken before their picks in each of those rounds. So that was unfortunate. So round one, cornerback Deonte Banks from Maryland. The dude is supposedly like a stud. He played really well this year. He was like the second best cornerback in the draft or something like that. John Michael Smith's a center from Minnesota. So there you go, a center. Then the next, they got a wide receiver from Tennessee named Jalen Hyatt. This kid's supposed to be really good, fast. He's the Biletnikoff Award winner for the best wide receiver in the country. And he set a single game record when they played against Alabama for scoring 5 touchdowns in a game. So that was earlier this year. And then Eric Gray, running back from Oklahoma. I mean, he's a good player, but he's Oklahoma, whatever. Trey Hawkins, cornerback from Old Dominion. Jordan Riley, defensive tackle from Oregon. And then Jervarius Owens. That definitely sounds like a Key and Peele. Safety from University of Houston. So Giants draft, they had, I think their first 3 or 4 picks were really, really, really good picks. And apparently everybody's saying that their draft went really well as far as drafting positions of need. But I still am sad that my TCU guys didn't go there. And then where all the TCU guys, most of the TCU guys went, even though I just said Houston and New Orleans, most of them went to the West Coast. There's one guy, I believe, who signed with the Cardinals. And then everybody else was either drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Chargers, or the Los Angeles Rams. I was just like, what is the deal with these West Coast teams taking all my boys and my East Coast team not even getting close?
I forgot, where did I see? I saw a map. I don't remember where I saw it, where it broke down how many players from each region got drafted somewhere. Where did I find that map? Dang it. I don't even remember where I saw it at. I ain't gonna waste no time looking for it. But it was pretty interesting how many people come from just the southern schools that go on to play NFL.
Yeah, let me see here. NFL. Because maybe the one that I saw, I think, was which schools got the most draft picks or something like that. I wonder. I remember seeing that. I will say this though. So it's been very well documented that Deion Sanders, sort of brought back, Jackson State and HBCUs. Unfortunately, I think the only HBCU player that got drafted was also a guy from Jackson State. But there was only one kid this year, unfortunately. But the thing about it is, these guys, at this point, if you don't get drafted, then basically your agent, can call teams, or teams start to call your agent really before the end of the draft and say, hey, if you don't get drafted, we'd love to sign you as like a free agent. So that definitely happens a lot. This is a thing showing which colleges had the most draft picks. So Alabama and Georgia, 10 draft picks each. Michigan had 9 draft picks. And that little old school in Fort Worth, Texas, TCU. What the heck is that sound? Can you hear that sound? Can you hear the sound? Oh, wait. Hold on. You know what? My computer decides to like videos whenever I'm not even paying attention. But anyway, that little old school in Fort Worth, Texas, TCU, got 8 draft picks. So that was dope. Big ups to TCU.
Cool.
And that even smaller school down in Waco, Baylor University, they only got one draft pick. So, down on Baylor. Yeah. It's interesting, though, because there's kids who got drafted from schools like Sacramento State, Princeton, William and Mary, Wingate. What else? What is this other college that I saw? Wagner.
DeVry
State, Kennesaw State, DeVry, ITT Tech, Jim Adler and the Texas Hammers, Tarrant County Junior College, University of Tennessee, So there's some of these colleges, right, that you have barely ever, if ever, heard of, and they got drafted, and it's cool when you have people, colleges have players get drafted like that.
Right.
Because it's wild, because a lot of those colleges, especially those colleges I named, a lot of them are like smaller colleges and they have very small enrollment. And so you always see a lot of what do you call it? Like you always see like a lot of people around the campus that and of course, the football players, the football players are always, everybody knows the football player. It just is what it is. Small. So the cool fact that, you see, what do you call it? You see, like you've seen these kids walk around the campus, you talk to them, you're friends with them, or you have classes with them or whatever it is. And then to see like that one or two kids from your school get drafted into the NFL is pretty dope, because it makes you feel like, it makes you feel, I don't know, maybe a higher sense of pride because you knew that kid before he became that guy. Like that guy for me was LaDainian Tomlinson, LT, who played for the Chargers, legendary, Hall of Famer. There was like one or two other guys who got drafted like, a couple years before that. But our school, our teams really weren't that great until he got there. And the coaching staff sort of changed up a little bit, and they did really well the last few years while they were there. But it was cool because the TCU right there down the street from you, I think now their enrollment's like 10,000 or something like that. But back when I was there, I think it was maybe 7,000 possibly. So, with that being the case, you definitely did see a lot of people around campus. You had classes with, or you were friends with a lot of the players from every sports team. So it was really cool to see, a kid like that. So I think it's super fun. If you're at a small school and you have, a couple of guys or so get picked up.
That's pretty good
in the draft. So it's fun. And it's a whole life-changing event for all of these kids and their families.
Definitely. I couldn't imagine being part of that family, then hearing a family member get announced on TV. So and so is drafting.
Man,
I mean, sometimes I just want to punch my brother, man. Jesus,
you want to punch who?
My brother. For
okay.
Wrong mistakes, man.
That's your brother. Yeah. Well, yeah, get you. I will say this though, man. Like the crazy thing is, I hate the Cowboys like with a passion, right? But they did have a really cool story near the end of the draft yesterday. They drafted this guy, this running back from Kansas State named Deuce Vaughn, who's a really good player. Kid's a really good player. They drafted him, and his dad is actually a scout for the Cowboys.
Right.
So it was funny because they showed the draft room, and they were making the phone call, and I think that what they do is they make the phone call, they have it on speakerphone, and everybody in the draft room is quiet except for like the GM or the owner or the coach, whoever it is that's talking to the player. So they make the phone call, and you can see you can sort of see the expression on the dad's face as soon as his son answers the phone, that he gets super emotional, and starts crying and everything, and everybody's like patting him on the back and dapping him up and giving him hugs. And and then they tell the kid, hey, we're going to draft you, blah blah blah. And it's a really super emotional moment. And I can't imagine, man, being a scout and being a part of the league. And I think he's been a scout for like 20 years or something crazy like that. Worked for several different teams, but now his son is, a prospect. And for that prospect to get drafted by the team that you currently work for, and you obviously scouted him or, whatever.
Yeah.
But, it has to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It was like, okay, my dad's the scout. Like, how does that even work? Do you put your kid's name on that list? It's like it, because there's like part of me that when I think about other companies, there's this it's not code of ethics, it's some types of stipulations within company policies.
I know what you mean. Nepotism,
like
some kind of nepotism.
Something like that, just throwing your kid's name or kind of budging him in that conversation to get drafted for your possible place of employment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great thing that he did get drafted.
On the company, yeah.
Kudos to him. Yeah. So it's just one of those questions I had.
This is the thing, man. Like if you own the company, you can make the rules at that point, right? But if it's like you're a manager at a company, then that's when those rules sort of have to come into play. Because my 9 to 5, I know my manager's mom works for the company, and obviously she works for the company. I know several other coworkers who have either a spouse or other kind of family member that also works for the company, but none of them work in the same department. Even though there's a couple that we worked all in the same department and they got married, and then he moved to a different role in a different department, because I think when they got married initially, he was he would have been as one of her employees, just because she had recently changed roles too. So yeah, I think that nepotism depends, and in the NFL draft, I mean, there's 1,000 prospects, or a couple thousand prospects, whatever it is. There's always going to be guys who are related to somebody in the league that don't get drafted by anybody, let alone the team that their family member works for or plays for, whatever. And then, in the case of a scout, when you're a scout, you're normally scouting a certain region of the country or region of the world, and you're giving your report of all the, possible players in that area. So I don't know what region he's a scout of, but yeah, I mean, I would definitely put my son's name in there, but it just depends on if the draft falls to him. But then again, like the other thing is, this kid played at Kansas State. He played several games through his career in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and like his last game in DFW was at Jerry World Stadium, where he sort of went off against TCU. So he had a really good game. So I mean, they got it up close and personal. And his dad be like, "Hey, watch the tape." I'll have to tell you how good the kid is. And so, it's just dope though. It's just dope. I don't even know. My kids aren't like athletically competitive like that. So, unless there's a major change, we probably won't have that draft moment, but it is what it is.
So here's a question for you. Have you ever, let's say your company gets to be, your company gets to be grows to that point where you got lots of people working underneath you. And
you mean when my company grows to that?
When there you go. When, not if, when your company grows to be that.
Yeah.
And your kids are in college. let's say son, your oldest son, let's just say he's not super serious. He loves college, but he's there for like maybe 6 years, just enjoy
Yeah.
life. And you're
Yeah.
not saying this is gonna happen.
I mean,
And
hey,
your daughter's
might.
like, boom, I'm out of college in like 3.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
and you're like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, okay, I want to be the face of the company. Your company, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to see where I'm going. And you bring her on. She does great. And then your son's like, well, I want to be a part of the company too. And he doesn't really show any
Initiative.
motivation in college. Would you still hire him just to be in? Yeah, would you still hire him to be part of the company?
I mean, I would set like some ground rules and say, hey, if this is what you're gonna do, this is the expectation that you have to live up to. And if you can't do it, then
You're
love
fired.
you. I love you, but I'm demoting you to dishwasher. Mail clerk. You'll be the man. You'll be the assistant manager of the mailroom.
Man, you're gonna stock the vending machine.
Right, exactly. Oh, that'd be so jacked up. He would probably do it and like eat half the snacks though, knowing him. But no, man, I would hire him, but I would definitely have,
that's funny.
I would definitely have this. You were held to the same standard as every other employee.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even though you're my family, you're still an employee of the company, Wow. So you can't be out here like, having like wild parties, in the break room. On the weekends when we're closed, like that's not happening.
It's funny.
Unless you invite me. No, I'm just playing. But I definitely would, because at the end of the day as well, if I'm building something like this so I can leave it to them to do with, so they can take that along in the future. Right. I'm not just doing it just for me anymore. So with that being the case, I guess it was never really for me the way it really started, but with that being the case, I would want them to have a major role in it and keep it going forward. I wouldn't want them to let it go, stay in the family, and if it needs to morph into something else, it morphs into something else. So, but still,
Cool.
I would.
That's cool.
I would.
That's cool.
But yeah, I'd be like all that stuff you played in college, that 6 years, that take 2 classes a day type. Nah, that's not the attitude.
Oh boy.
And if you can't, and if you or 2 classes a semester, whatever. But and I'm and I would say there'd be a contract situation. I would say what, if you can't follow the rules of the contract, your sister gonna have to fire you.
And I'm sure she would in a heartbeat, right?
Man, yeah, she'd be like, bye. Yeah.
Damn.
Let me.
That's funny.
It would be that conversation to go to his desk. Can you walk with me real quick? You have a moment right now? Yeah. Come walk with me over here. They go to one of the conference rooms, and
oh yeah,
HR is sitting there, and it's just him, sister, and HR, and say, yeah, your position's been eliminated. I'm sorry. Can we have your security badge?
Dang.
That's what happened to me.
Please clear out your cubicle.
Hey. Yeah. I'm sorry, but
and we'll have security walk you out.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't.
That's funny. That wouldn't be funny, but it sounds funny. It just reminded me of Tommy Boy, old Chris Farley movie. Yeah. All right. Well,
nice. Tommy
Cool.
Boy. All right, man. Well, wow. We've been recording for 57 minutes now. Is there anything else you got on your mind to talk about?
Man, there was something that came up that I was like, how could I ask this question? So, have you ever heard of any type of secrets that your friends have ever revealed to you that they kept from their parents? or maybe there's a secret you have that you kept from your parents.
Trying to think of secrets that my friends revealed to me that they kept from their parents. I know one of my friends is weird because his dad apparently had like boxes and boxes of Playboy and Hustler magazines in their garage. Like, you pull in your garage and you just park your car, and then like in front there's like the wall or whatever or shelves. Like in front of where they park their cars are just boxes and boxes of Playboys and Hustlers. And like, so anytime we were like in a neighborhood, because we also had a couple other friends who lived on the street, he would just invite all the boys over to come and hang out and just like read through the magazines. And it was the kid was like so nonchalant and matter of fact about it. You could tell that he had been looking at them for several years, and like it was not even a thing. So I'm because he's like, don't tell my dad I showed y'all this, but so yeah, we would like just walk up in there and he'd be like, yeah, look at this. Oh, look at this, blah, blah. And it was like the weirdest thing. I was like, is your dad here? Like, is your family here? The garage door was always open, so you could like see across the street to my other friend's house. I'm like, I know his mama looking at her, So yeah, I mean that was one thing. I don't know. There's probably a secret that I don't want to reveal. Yes, I'm not going to reveal that secret. But hey, I mean, the statute of limitations is over at this point. But still, my mama can still whip my butt, so I'm gonna leave.
There's like a few I don't want to reveal. But this video came along that said this one guy revealed one secret that he has kept from his parents, and it left me speechless. It left the host speechless. But this one guy says he has had sex with his mom's dog 3 times when he was growing up. And
no.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And he's like, the dog seemed to like it. So I was like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. You're speechless, huh?
That's horrible. I mean, bestiality is absolutely disgusting.
That's one thing.
In every shape or form, multiple time, bestiality is even worse. That dog, that dog is probably scarred.
He said the dog liked it, but he probably liked it.
How do you even?
That's nasty.
This person needs some actual mental help. Like, he needs to go into an institution.
He seemed to be fine. They were walking around. I don't know where they were at. It looked like some kind of, strip or street where there's like multiple clubs. You go downtown Austin or something like that, or Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
And apparently he had like he may have had a little bit too much. He looked a little tipsy, but he got in the camera and he said what he said.
I don't understand it. Like, I just don't. I don't understand what the draw is. You know what I'm trying to say?
What's the attraction?
Like,
to the
what
dog?
is the what is the attraction? Like, when did you just look at that dog and be like, "Hey, girl," you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh boy,
that's absolutely disgusting. And yeah, that person should be tried and flogged, and all the other things that are supposed to happen to you if you do some wild stuff like that.
Yeah, well, okay. That's what he has to live with now. I can't unhear it, but I heard it, and I'm sharing.
Now I can't unhear it either. I can't unhear it.
Hey, I'm sure it's like this case a couple weeks ago. I think it was I saw where this woman had sex with her dog. Yeah. What did she say she did? I'm trying to remember the exact story, and I could be like making up details in my head. But I feel like she put peanut butter. Let me see. Dog. All right, let's see. What was this?
That is absolutely
Mississippi woman charged with having sex with dog. This came, a couple weeks ago, with her German Damn German Shepherd.
I'm
With a
gonna
German
throw up.
Shepherd. Yeah. So aggravated cruelty to an animal, unnatural. She's
Mhm.
charged with unnatural intercourse, facing 10 years in prison. So, yep. There's some attraction somewhere. There's a lot of people like that, man. Lots of folks like that.
You know, some people just don't like. Sometimes you just don't. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
Like sometimes just do not do what you're like thinking of. You're like, you know what? That'd be a good idea. Nope, it's not a good idea. Don't do it. I can't. I can't with some. I can't sometimes, man. I just can't. That make me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it.
I'm glad to share. Sharing is caring. You know.
Now it's out of your head and into mine.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes. You know, I like to help people out when they trying to think about things. So, and now it's in our listeners' head. Yes.
You know, Jay, I'm just.
What do they call those people? Furries?
Yes. The people who wear like all the full on costume, yeah. Animal, and they like act like it, yeah. So my son told me, he was like, Dad, there's like actual furries at my school. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, there's people who act like furries at my school. And you know, they do it like outside of school and all this stuff. And I'm just like, it's sick, man. People crazy.
Yeah.
People absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So there's a whole community of them. So you know, you be hearing about these things like you hearing about the donkey show in Mexico. Not gonna go into detail, but just imagine.
I've heard about it, yeah.
You know, I've seen video. Man, let me stop because nothing. Anyway. Anything else on the agenda today?
That took me out. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, people,
I'm good.
There you have it. 250.
3 times. 3 times.
3 times. 3 times.
Why you going?
3 times.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not a dog person at all, but I really feel for that animal. Like that is.
You ever seen The Animal with Ralph Snyder?
No, I didn't see that. I don't think I saw it. No.
Well, it's kind of sort of like a similar situation. Oh man. So a quick synopsis. He gets in a really bad accident. This wild, mad scientist gets him in like kind of Frankensteins him with other animals and animal, not really animal parts, but maybe like animal DNA and maybe sensibilities to where he's like attracted to certain animals and donkeys and sheeps and things like that. And he and well, you know, one thing led to another. He does something with a horse. Was it with a horse? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, he was sexually attracted to animals. Oh, did you watch The Boys on Amazon? Amazon Prime. It's like a superhero show.
No, I did not see that.
Where
don't tell me they also had love with animals.
Oh man. I'll spoil it for you if you. It's very.
Yeah, just spoil it. I don't want to.
It's a really cool, dope show. There's a lot of like graphic violence in it, so if that's not your thing, don't worry about it. But there's this one point where there's this character who is similar to Aquaman, but his name is the Deep, and he could talk to underwater creatures and things like that. Well, apparently there's this squid that he was kind of sort of flirting with in an aquarium in the last season 3. And his eventually his wife walks in on him, and he has a squid like attached to his genital area, and the squid was doing his squid thing.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying every minute of it.
I am.
It's a lot of information to digest in the past 5 minutes.
I can't even.
Jesus.
I don't know how to react to any of this.
And then he starts talking about his wife. He says, "Well, baby, we've been married for over a year, and our sex life is pretty vanilla. I was wondering if we could introduce somebody else into the relationship."
And it's a squid.
He brings out this bag of water with squid, with the squid in it.
Bruh, I'm just. This is too much. This is too much for this early in the morning.
Oh yeah, it is like 9 something over there.
I don't know. I think we need to end the show right now.
All right, people. Twitter, Instagram, # Blackout Pod. Find us on your favorite streaming app. Join us Sunday mornings, YouTube. You could be part of the show and talk about animals. Email us, #blackoutpod@gmail.com. Give us a little call, 385-3-BAKPC or 385-325-2572. Definitely hit up Hooks Rub. Get yourself some hooks for summer. Everybody's going to be out and about making the neighborhood smoke. You should be out there with them with some hooks. I'm going to use some on my hamburgers today. If I do some. Maybe I'll do a couple. We'll see. We'll see.
Wow. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm out. I'm blacking out. I can't. I'm done.
Yeah. My gonna go to the store. Probably see some squid floating in the little fish market. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not attracted.